Hello everyone and welcome back to Elden Ring. In this evening of invasions, I was running main hand dagger, offhand hand axe as my main weapon setup at level 13, and it was a lot of fun and pretty darn effective. Um, and I was testing out a variety of different ashes of war and different daggers. But the main what I was using was frost infused, since it has a little bit better status damage and build up than bleed. So the inspiration for this was I watched Rust Bucket's Daggers Are Underrated video, where he mathematically went into a lot of details on why daggers can be incredibly powerful tools against a variety of setups. Um, I'd say mostly within the context of meta dueling. Not that that information isn't useful in invasions, but the environment is different. I'm pretty rusty, and also I don't have that the level of execution as someone who is like doing the like weekly Elden Ring events and stuff for like actual meta competitive. So I wanted to test it out and see how it works. And the answer is great. The I'll link the video in the description. But the main thing that I took away from the video was I had previously been vastly underestimating the poise damage and the ability of the main hand dagger heavy attacks. Um, and it they're really nice. They have good reach, and they can break anyone's passive poise without hyper armor. So it is really nice. And the hand axe is one of my favorite weapons. And in his video, Russ suggested that the hand axe was a particularly good pairing for it. Am I using it effectively? Probably not, but both have pretty reasonable status build up, even against people who aren't naked. But the yeah, just it was really fun, and it's a setup that I hadn't really tried. I think on one of my arcane builds, I ran bleed hand axe offhand Reduvia, so it was relatively similar, but definitely not the same. So I'm running an Endure Frost hand axe in my offhand and various daggers on the right, and I have an array of faith spells. So I have a bit of a different soft swap suite of things to use. Very much including, in this case, a poison mist guardian sword spear, which against naked people is incredibly effective, because I just tap them once and then they're immediately poisoned, and then they take a bunch of passive damage. So if this says anything, it's a that clothes are very important. Um, so it's not just dagger and axe that I'm really um, testing out here. It is a little bit more of the suite. However, as you can see, just like the especially with the poise damage of the hand axe, being able to have the really fast R2s with good poise damage and also really good recovery. One of the nice things about this particular setup is that I don't do something, or at least from this evening's suite, because I know one evening of invasions is not statistical significance, but daggers are fast enough, and with at least like with the dagger axe setup, that generally I was able to not get myself killed by doing something silly and overcommitting, um, which is really useful, because generally the longer invasions go, the more of an advantage I would say I would have, because I have my build prepared for the long haul. Like, since I had beaten the game and entered the DLC at level 13, I have the Blue Blessed Dew talisman to restore FP, so I have given enough time, unlimited bestial vitality, as well as just random spell spam. And the other very significant thing is the Stalwart Horn +2, so I have further increased resistance to bleed and frost, so there's not going to be as much of an accidental um, proc if I'm not paying attention or not able to eat a bolus in time. Um, Not that I ran into that too much during this particular time, but it is very, very useful things in terms of this setup. Granted, I could probably be doing a lot more damage-wise if I wasn't going for bleed resistance and the fashion talisman, but that is what it is. And like as I've used in many of Invasions before, the hand axe, the poise damage, and speed are great. It actually is a pretty good running attack too in terms of catching things. So it is really nice, and being able to find a new setup that incorporates it is really nice, because I don't know, like the halberd off axe was like, it was good, but it didn't really click as well, I think, as at least my first impressions of the dagger, with the dagger. And here, Flame Strike Great AP is my one of the soft swap suites weapons that I have. Heavy thrusting swords are fun, and having Flame Strike is just a really nice little AoE boost on that. So all in all, like, it was a fun night of Invasions. It was good getting back. It was good getting back to Elden Ring, and it was nice to have something new to test out and try. Because part of, like, with Lords of the Fallen's updates, there was a lot more stuff to that I wanted to test and figure out with all of the updates. So it's nice being back and having something new to play with before we go towards the Tarnished Edition, which I have no idea how that's going to shake things up, if at all, or if there's going to be that much of a patch or anything. And like, so for the dagger, oh yeah, Garank's Beast Claw is just such a fun slow spell to just throw out at people. So the spell suite, Catch Flame, Fire Serpent, Garank's Beast Claw, Bestial Vitality, Rejection, I think a couple of tech things, and then Flame Cleanse Me is usually what I'm running on this. And again, I really just like that the dagger set, like the dagger hand axe, that it's just pretty reliable, and I can just get in, get out, do damage. There's the crit bonus for backstabs, and on guard breaks, because I'm not really going for parries. So it's just a whole lot of stuff, and then being able to build up the frost damage is really nice. And then because of the armor I'm wearing, and I'm not really going for that much poise, I'm just going for some good looks and decent defense. I have a decent amount of spare unit weight for soft swaps. Again, Poison Guardian Sword Spear, absolutely amazing at low level, because you just poison people, and then when they run, they just die from poison, because not everyone has poison boluses stacked, and at low level, the poison damage just does a larger percentage chunk of health. So it just does a lot of work, and you have funny things where someone is panic rolling for their life because they're about to die, but they're poisoned, so they just die anyway. Yeah, and that point down was because, I apologize if you hear my cat using the litter box. He is a jerk, and yeah, and just like me being a jerk here, we're gonna get some great ballista stuff. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the Invasions. Hopefully there is some fun. So you've been having fun in whatever games you've been playing, and yeah, please enjoy the last clip. Do check out Rust Bucket's video if you haven't already. Honestly, knowing the Souls PvP community, I don't know how much overlap there is, but this video is probably, you probably already saw it. Well, thanks again so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day, and that I will catch you in the next one. See ya!